Hi, my name is Samuel, and in this video I'll be talking about the sport of basketball and the application of physics within the sport. Basketball is an extremely popular sport that is played in many different parts of the world. There is a lot more behind just putting the ball into the hoop, however, and physics helps us understand these things. Physics is a key part in the game, and without it there would be a weaker understanding for how the game works. The understanding of friction, Newton's laws, and projectile motion has overall helped the game to excel in more ways than one. This presentation will walk through just these few ways it has made the game that we know today. Physics' impact on the sport of basketball dates back to when it was first invented. Soccer balls were originally used for the sport. However, the combination of the soccer ball with no grip and the oil-polished hardwood floors of the gym caused a problem. The balls kept slipping out of the players' hands. This was because of the absence of friction between the ball and the court, as well as between the ball and the hand. Friction is the force that slows down or breaks up movement. The more contact an object has with a surface, the more friction it has. James Naismith, who invented basketball back in 1891, collaborated with his friend A.G. Spalding to create a new design for the basketball that would make it easier for players to handle. The design for the ball was not only bigger with well-treated leather, but also had those bumps that we see on basketballs today. The official term for those bumps was pebbling, and pebbling created more friction between the ball, the player's hand, and the surface of the court. It allowed for more areas of contact, which caused more friction, and overall made the basketball a lot easier for players to compete with. Arguably the most known and prevalent application of physics can be found in the act of shooting a basketball, where we see projectile motion as well as all of Newton's laws applied. Projectile motion is when an object moves towards the ground on a curved path because of the force of gravity that's acting on it, leading to the downward acceleration. Basketball players must practice and figure out the best launch speed and launch angle of the ball when they shoot in order to make a high percentage of their shots. Newton's first law is that every object will remain at rest or in uniform motion unless a force acts upon it. When you shoot the basketball, it continues to stay in motion until it's hit by another force, which could be the rim, a player blocking a shot, the backboard, or even something else. Newton's second law states that the acceleration of an object is dependent on the force acting on the object and the mass of the object. Players must practice and learn how much force to apply to the ball when shooting from different areas of the court in order to make their shots. Newton's third law states that for every action in nature there is an equal and opposite reaction. When the shooter shoots, their wrist exerts a force on the ball that pushes it towards the basket, and the ball in turn exerts a force on the shooter's hand which causes it to have backspin. Physics is extremely prevalent in the sport of basketball. Many people are surprised to hear some of the ways it is applied. Being given only 3 minutes, I can only cover so much, but there are so many more ways physics is applied in basketball. From the energy we must exert to the different forces that are acting, it is amazing to see how physics can excel the game of basketball and sports in general.